The pest we're talking about today is Montipora eating nudibranchs. You take the lead, Benjamin.
I guess I could take the lead because I am currently stuck in this little mosh pit. So we had a show where I mentioned it. Man, it was a lot of shows ago.
So let's talk about, set the stage. What are these things?
So Montipora eating Nudibranchs is exactly what it sounds like. It's a Nudibranch or branch or however the hell you want to say it.
Branch.
So I don't know if they look different, Richard, because this recent one that I've dealt with is the only ones I've ever dealt with. They're freaking tiny. I don't know, a couple centimeters. And then they almost look like a tiny Bergia in that they're white and then they have little white filaments coming off of their back.
Yeah. They're maximum of about a centimeter. They're small.
Okay.
They're usually about half a centimeter, really. They're not big. They are frilly. They eat Montipora. They eat Capricornus, the plating kind of Monty a lot. They will eat digitata as well.
In this tank, they started on undata.
I'm not. Oh yeah, that they'll eat that too. That's one of the plating ones. They'll eat those. And what makes these guys so vicious is they're kind of nocturnal and they hide inside the whorls of the plates. So during the day, you might not ever see them. But during the night, you'll see them come out. So what you got to do is either inspect your coral and look for eggs and look for the nudibranchs themselves, small white frilly kinds of things. They're really small. And or you've got to look for telltale signs of them, which will be tissue disappearing rapidly overnight.
I'll put a picture because I have a recent picture of exactly what that tissue
Fantastic
looks like.
Or trails of eating through the plating Montipora or Montipora.
I probably shouldn't be so negative about this, but I have the one client where he's got several different Montipora species, and it's like I don't think you can get rid of them.
They suck, man. The way, so people have used dips, potassium permanganate dips seem okay. They don't affect the eggs. Freshwater dips are iffy. Montipora deal with freshwater dips better than Aquapora or Acropora do.
But are you talking about before you put the specimen in your tank? Because when I do tanks, I have these for years. I've got a Montipora that's like part of the rock that's like, freaking 2 feet across. You can't use that.
I'll tell you what I think. Yeah, no, as it goes in. Once you got them, so there's preventing them, and then there's once you got them. So to prevent them, you dip, you look for eggs, you scrape things away, you put them in a QT tank. I'm usually not such a fan of QT tanks for corals, but for Monties, if you left them for a week or two, you might be able to see if you got a problem or not.
Now, what would an egg mass look like, and where would it be located?
It's underneath. It's on the Monty itself, and it looks like little,
like a clear gelatinous.
I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I actually looked at Montipora eating nudibranch eggs.
Yeah, but the other thing is how delicate, like say Montipora capricornus is. Dude, if you go poking around on one, it's just impossible. I'm sorry, but it's impossible.
For what do you mean? What's impossible?
Like underneath one of the whorls, if you have a mature Montipora with all the shelves on it, like you can't go looking under it.
Right. No, the eggs are kind of clearish. Sometimes they're laid on top. Sometimes they're laid underneath.
I hate to say it, but it seems like if you have them, you kind of have to destroy all your multi-colonies.
Let's talk about how to not get them in the first place.
Okay.
So dips can help, but you're not sure you got to get them. So I think if you're doing a fragment, you can do a really good visual inspection and really look good.
Can you take a soft bristled toothbrush and on the underneath of a?
Yeah. Or you can wait, put them in another tank or keep them in a heated bucket with an air stone and look over a couple of nights and see if you see them come out. They're not, if you get a maricultured colony or a fragment, pop it off, whatever substrate it's on, because then you can see inside much better. You can freshwater dip, finding the eggs is hard. Any tissue that's not alive, scrub with a toothbrush, like Ben said, or even a water pick. But you'll kill some tissue. I don't think they're ubiquitous. They're not everywhere. But when you get them, I mean, you're playing roulette, but it's not like 4 bullets or 5 bullets in a 6-chambered gun.
Yeah.
It's 10%, 5% that
I mean,
you're gonna
Lord
get 'em.
knows all the years that I've been around aquariums, which the amount of years I'm not going to say because I don't do that anymore. But, but I mean, literally, this is the first time I've ever encountered them that I know of. And
Yeah. And once you get them, they're a nightmare because like you're saying, if you've got colonies, how are you going to pull those out and dip them? You're not.
my industry hero, I posted about it on Facebook. So my industry hero is Julian Sprung. I get all fanboy, but he chimed in. So I'm laying this on him, but he told me to get a Melanurus wrasse, which I've put those in tanks in the past. I just don't like for me, Melanurus, when they get big, they get a little grumpy with stuff.
So any of the wrasses, Melanurus will eat them. Will they control them? Don't know. Like we always say, biological controls are always hit and miss. They're never a guarantee. The little Pseudocalinus pink streak wrasse I have, one of the reasons I have those because I'm thinking maybe they're going to eat any of those little pests as well. So you can get them, but again, get the fish because you like the fish, or you're desperate enough to try it. When I had them in my display tank, there was a couple times I thought I had them under control and I didn't. And so I nuked them from space. I did exactly what you said. I went through, I pulled all the Monties out and I broke off sections of the growing edge that were clearly far away from the, where the Monties were actively feeding and laying eggs.
Yeah. You could save like a little section and
and I threw the rest away. Fuck it. Gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
And then even kind of run Montipora fallow for what, like a couple months, several months, many months.
Yeah. And then I actually got lucky in a terrible way with one of the 2 caulk overdoses I have where I lost almost all the SPS. I think a pH of 10.7 will kill Montipora eating nudibranchs. And
by the way, Reef Beef, we are not recommending such tomfoolery.
That also kills all your SPS. So so then I was fallow for a long time. And I've just recently in the last 2 or 3 years started doing Monties again. So what's going on with your client?
Well, we're just letting it happen. I mean, he had a cool one of those grafted red and green ones. It got zapped, and then some like rainbow one, and it destroyed the undata. And then over on the left, he's got a big, I'll share the pictures of it. A big red one where it started, how it whirls out, but then when it seems to want to contact some more substrate, it starts curling down.
Yeah.
It just totally ate off all the flesh from the curling down part. And we saw him on a section. Like, again, man, you have to know what you're looking for because these things are like 2 or 3 grains of salt big. But I did try to siphon, but as I'm doing it, I'm just like, dude, there's no way you can get all these things. You don't know where they're all at.
Because they're all underneath. I remember the first time I pulled a colony and I thought I had it pretty under control, but I saw one and was worried. And I pulled the colony inside and there was dozens and dozens of them.
So one of the pictures I'll share, superimposed like right here is I swished around like that. It's like that. And one showed up on the front of the glass, but it allowed me to get a good photo of it.
And then you burned it with a big lighter.
I smashed it. And then you're going to tell me, oh, it's juices. We'll recreate more.
No, when you smash them, they turn into aptasia.
Oh, that's just my luck.
Yeah. Didn't you say something like you thought they were gone, but they weren't?
Yeah. And it took it was about 5 months. It's not that I thought they were gone. It's more that it was like, well, I wasn't seeing any other, and there's like 5 Montiporas in there.
Wait, so
No,
You
it just seemed like no damage was going on. It just seemed like and trust me, I didn't think like, oh, okay, that's over. But and I don't know how they work really. It seems like they can like move slowly, or maybe they're eating it in places where you can't quite see until it does come out.
Or maybe there's boom and bust cycles. You know, sometimes, with all the pests, you see one or two and it's not a big deal. And you might go for a couple years and then all of a sudden, boom, for whatever reason, they've blown up.
I'm guessing we're going to have to get to a point in his tank where we just don't have Montiporas for maybe half a year and then we try back again.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, half a year, I don't know. It just seems like you'd really want to start them out. And are they going to go for anything else?
No, but but I'm not sure we know how long they live without a host, without food. But if I were going to, okay, this is based on my butt, right? It's not based on my butt. This is based on Ben being in the industry for 73 years.
74, please.
If I was worried about Monty eating nudibranchs, I would nuke them from space. I would remove all the Monties. And then I would take a piece of Monty and I would put it in there and hope that it was attracting any nudies that were loose. And I'd leave it in there for a week or two. And then I'd pull that out. And then I'd leave it fallow for a while.
That's kind of what I was hoping that happened in his tank, because they were all over this Montipora undata.
You yanked that?
Yeah, and I yanked it. And then that's when we didn't see anything for like 4 months.
Yeah, they could easily preferentially like a particular taste of Monty over other ones. Yeah. They may have come in on that Monty undata and blossomed there and had not had any reason to spread out yet. Yeah. So, maybe you nipped it, maybe not. So yeah. What would you tell someone? They said, Ben, I've contacted you on TikTok and I've got TikTok. What is that? Don't you get clients on Thumbtack, whatever. Ben, I hear you're the best because you've been in the hobby for 47 years.
46 years.
46 years. Even though you won't mention it, I think you should. I've got enough money to give you whatever you need to pay me because I know you're a capitalist pig.
Yeah.
But what advice would you give me about Monty eating nudies?
I would say hide your wife and hide your children. An honest answer.
That's all we're looking for.
God, dude. I would say first off, try one of these somewhat cryptic wrasses. Do you know the scientific name for your guy?
Pseudocalinus.
But Pseudocalinus what species?
Awesome motherfucking knockiness.
We'll have to.
Pink streak wrasse.
Snowman will come through and he'll put the scientific name. We'll find it for him.
I love that we're just demanding work from Snowman.
Now. He's got to earn his pay somehow. We got him a new monitor and a new mouse and all sorts of other crap.
God damn it. So you would
maybe the Melanurus, and see if that works, because I had to be honest with you. I think it's a prevention thing. I think once you have them and you have large colonies, I wouldn't know what to tell you. You just smash your shit and pull it out, or let them have at it. I couldn't see them if they're eating nudibranchs and you have giant Montipora colonies. It seems like they just set up shop for however long that Montipora is in there. So I think if I was like, man, but I really like Monties and I want to have them again. I know this is painful, but I guess I would say remove all Monty colonies from your tank and go some months and then carefully try it again. Do the thing Rich said, where you keep a section that seems legit and you have it in quarantine somehow, some way, and you're, cleaning the hell out of it, save some pieces of your colonies, but it's tough.
Destroy all Monties.
Yeah. When you might decide, you're like, well, screw Monties. I put acros there and it's better.
Yeah. I was going to say reef keeping is the never ending opportunity to try something different.
Yeah.
to make lemonade out of lemons.
Well,
You know,
and
to-
sometimes pests that you can't get a leg over.
Yeah.
You know-
So you've grown your reef tank for several years, and you've got the most beautiful Montipora collection ever. And it's finally where you want it to be, and it's just great, and you'll love it. And then you've got Montipora to eat in nudies. Well, guess what? Now it's time to go a different direction.
Yes. And you're the world's expert on Montiporas, but it's time to move on.
It's time to move on. So
then you can find out next episode when we talk about acro eating flatworms, how you can enjoy those.
yeah. Yeah.
For everything you love, there's a pest that destroys it for you.
There's got so many good titles for this one.
There is. Everything you love will die one day.